What if I told you that in just 10 years, you could turn $0 into $1 million? No inherited fortunes, no lucky windfalls, no risky schemes. This is exactly what 5 real millionaires have done, starting from scratch. No money, and in some cases, no home. They transformed their lives by following a specific set of steps I'm about to reveal to you right now. And here's the best part. All you need to do is stick with me for the next 10 minutes.
Don't make unnecessary journeys!
By the end of this video, you'll have a clear, proven roadmap to $1 million. Sound impossible? It did for them too, until they made it happen. Are you ready to hear their secrets? Let's be honest, the thought of becoming a millionaire might feel like daydreaming, especially if your bank account is on life support. But here's a reality check. Countless success stories begin with people who had zero in their pockets and mountains of debt over their heads. They weren't lucky or magically gifted. They were ordinary individuals who discovered that wealth building is less about who you know or where you come from, and more about applying the right strategies with relentless consistency. Today, I'm handing you the blueprint these 5 millionaires used. I've spent hours researching their journeys, dissecting each key moment, each critical decision that propelled them from broke to 7 figures. Now, you might be thinking, that's great for them, but can I really do it too? The answer is yes, if you decide to learn what they learned and do what they did. In the next few minutes, you'll meet Sara Corcoran, the real estate queen who launched her empire with a $1,000 loan. You'll hear about Daymond John, who started out selling homemade t-shirts on the streets of New York before building a $6 billion brand. You'll discover how Sara Blakely took a simple clothing idea and became a self-made billionaire. You'll learn how Paul DeJoria was once homeless but turned small sales gigs into multiple multi-million-dollar companies. And finally, you'll see why Grant Cardone believes anyone can 10x their income even if they're broke right now. Each of these millionaires followed specific steps to build their fortunes. I'll break down those steps into bite-sized action items you can start immediately. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to focus on, how to get started, and how to keep going even when challenges hit. Trust me, the final lesson might be the most important one of all, so buckle up. This is your chance to rewrite your financial future. Here's where our journey begins, choosing the right vehicle for income growth. Sara Corcoran, known for her role on Shark Tank, started out waitressing. She had no background in real estate, but she saw that people were making serious money selling properties in New York City. Instead of doubting herself, she jumped in. Sara borrowed $1,000 from a boyfriend, created a small real estate office, and worked relentlessly to prove she knew the market. She made calls, knocked on doors, and handed out flyers. What seemed like a laughable dream soon became a lucrative business. Fast forward a few decades, and she sold her real estate company for $66 million. What's the lesson? You don't need piles of cash or an MBA to pick a profitable industry. First, look at your strengths. Second, see where there's high demand. Third, commit to learning everything about it. Maybe it's e-commerce, freelance design, consulting, or real estate. Whatever it is, choose wisely. That initial decision can change your entire financial destiny. Now ask yourself, what industry or skill sparks your curiosity and shows potential for serious earnings? Sara would tell you to dive in, ready or not, because if you wait for the perfect time, you'll wait forever. Are you ready to see how this ties into your next step? Daymond John is another incredible example of building an empire from nothing. He started selling t-shirts on the streets of Queens while working at Red Lobster. He didn't wait for a big investor to swoop in. Instead, he recognized a simple but powerful lesson. Start small, start profitable. He sold shirts for a few dollars each, reinvested that money into making more shirts, then expanded to hats and hoodies. By paying attention to trends and asking customers what they wanted, Daymond turned his humble side hustle into FUBU, a brand that eventually topped $6 billion in sales. The takeaway here is crucial. Small ideas can lead to huge empires if you focus on solving problems or meeting demand. Daymond didn't reinvent the wheel. He just added his unique spin to streetwear. What's a simple, profitable action you can take right now? If you have a skill, can you sell it as a service? If you see a product people want, can you flip it or improve it? When you begin with small, money-generating moves, you build momentum and confidence. Every sale becomes proof that you can succeed. And once you start stacking wins, you're ready to level up. Ready for the next piece of the puzzle? Sara Blakely, the founder of Spanx, was once selling fax machines door to door. Day in and day out, she faced rejection. But instead of letting those rejections crush her, she learned from them. She discovered that if you consistently show up, even when it's raining, even when people slam the door in your face, good things start happening. Sara had an idea for more comfortable undergarments. It wasn't earth-shattering technology, but she believed in it. She saved $5,000 from her door-to-door sales job, filed a patent, and hustled to find manufacturers. Her advantage was that she never gave up, even when people laughed at her prototype or told her it would never catch on. Today, Sara is a billionaire, and while that title might seem out of reach for most, it's a powerful reminder of what relentless consistency can achieve. Here's the key point. You might have a golden business idea or a valuable skill, but if you only pursue it when you feel like it, you won't see meaningful results. Consistency is the difference between dabbling and dominating. If you write one blog post or record one podcast or hold one sales meeting, that's just dabbling. But do it every day, every week, or every month without fail, and you build a system that yields long-term growth. Now, let's raise the stakes. John Paul DeJoria was once homeless, sleeping in his car and collecting bottles and cans to survive. Today, he's a billionaire behind brands like Paul Mitchell Hair Products and Patron Tequila. How did this transformation happen? John Paul knew he didn't have the money to start big on his own, so he focused on two things: partnerships and funding. He teamed up with Paul Mitchell, another passionate believer in quality hair care, and they pitched their products to salons. Over time, they convinced investors, banks, and even customers to believe in their vision. They used other people's money, plus their own sweat equity, to turn a tiny startup into a global powerhouse. This step is all about leverage. No one builds an empire alone. You either partner with people who have the skills you lack, or you secure funding through investors, crowdfunding, or bank loans if it makes sense. The trick is showing them why your idea is worth it. But how do you do that? You create a compelling brand, a track record of small wins, and a clear plan for how you'll use the money or expertise. Then you deliver results until your partners or investors trust you wholeheartedly. Think about it. Who out there could amplify your skills, your capital, or your network? Find them, prove yourself, and watch your path to $1 million accelerate. Are you ready for the final and perhaps most game-changing lesson? Grant Cardone is famous for pushing people to think bigger. He didn't just settle for a decent sales job. He set a vision to own multi-million-dollar real estate holdings and share his 10x philosophy with the world. His journey began with a single real estate investment that turned a modest profit. Instead of spending that profit on luxuries, Grant reinvested into more properties, each time going a bit bigger. This final step is where many people fall short. They see a small success and decide to relax. Grant Cardone did the opposite. He doubled down, tripled down, and eventually built a real estate empire worth over $1 billion. Whether you choose real estate, stocks, e-commerce, or any other business model, you have to think about scaling. If you made $1,000 in profit this month, ask yourself, how can I scale that to $10,000, then $100,000? We've covered 5 strategies from 5 millionaires who started with absolutely nothing. Barbara Corcoran taught us to choose the right vehicle for income by identifying high-demand markets. Daymond John showed us that simple, profitable actions can snowball into massive brands. Sara Blakely reminded us of the power of relentless consistency, even when faced with constant rejection. John Paul DeJoria unlocked the secret of leveraging other people's money and expertise to scale faster. And Grant Cardone demonstrated how thinking big and pushing your limits can turn you from an ordinary earner into a true empire builder. So how do you turn $0 into $1 million in a decade? First, pick a skill or industry where there's real money to be made, even if you start as a beginner. Second, find that simple, profitable action you can take right away, no matter how small. Third, show up consistently. Fourth, leverage partnerships, investors, or mentors to amplify your results. Fifth, multiply by scaling your results and never stop pushing for the next level. It's time for you to level up. Are you ready? Now, picture this moment 10 years from today. You've stuck to the plan, taken risks, and refused to quit. You've proven to yourself that anyone can rise from 0 to 7 figures. The only difference between you now and you then is the decision you make at this very moment. Will you commit to the path or let it slip away? If you found these lessons valuable, hit the like button, subscribe for more actionable content, and share this video with someone who needs a spark of inspiration. And here's one more thing you can do that can help our channel grow and help others watching this video today. Tell us in the comments which millionaire story resonated with you the most. Remember, it all starts with just one step. Your 10-year countdown begins right now.
Okay, let's go.